Today we're working on the South Shore of Long Island. The water table is very high in general, south of Merrick Road, Main Street. The water table just keeps rising over the years, and the storms are getting worse too. So if you get a storm once in a while, the water table has a chance to catch up and drop. But if you get repeated storms like we do now, it just comes up into the floor. So what we're going to do here, instead of installing an interior drain system, we're going to still install an interior drain system, but we're going to put it on top of the floor and pour a new floor on top of it. So what we did here is we left the customer's original floor in place, and we covered the floor with a drainage layer of gravel, strapped the French drain pipe to the floor, and put in a couple of sump pumps, the battery backup, and now we're going to pour a new slab. But the water table on Long Island is not going down, it's only coming up, so more and more people are going to have to do this. When we're installing drainage systems, solving basement water problems, attention to detail is very important. So a very important detail is the type of gravel used. We use bluestone because it's a little more expensive because it comes from upstate and they got to barge it down the Hudson and blast it out of the mountain. But Long Island gravel is cheaper, but Long Island gravel has a strong possibility of having iron on it from the sand that it was in. So what happens with iron is it can react with water and it causes iron bacteria, which will clog the drain system. So that should never be used. It should always be bluestone. Right now we're pumping in concrete to raise the floor of this basement with a drainage system underneath it. Water table is very high. It's only 2 inches under the original floor. So the only thing to do in that case is to raise the floor. So we'll pour in a new 4-inch concrete slab. It'll be nicer than the old one. It'll look like a brand new house down here, at least on the floor.
We've had this house for 15 years, and the water in the basement has been horrific during storms. The water level has been rising rapidly every year, and we finally took care of it. We called under a recommendation from a friend of ours, the ACM Waterproofing Company. They came in, gave us a very fair estimate. We raised the floor by 8 inches. We used 4 inches of gravel, and they used 4 inches of concrete on top of the gravel. And it included the French drain around the perimeter of the basement. And today, the floor and the basement is completely dry and mold-free. The one thing I liked about working with Mike and Mark from ACM Waterproofing Company is that they are completely independent, they work fast, and they are neat, they clean up after themselves. They've been great. And they give you a fair price. At the end of the day, ACM Waterproofing Company has given me a clean and mold-free and dry basement.
We're south of Montauk Highway right now. This area is pretty known for having a very high water table. These areas tend to have significant water issues, especially when we have several rains in a row where the water table is just very high, elevated from where it usually is. So a lot of these people are probably having very similar issues. If they haven't already, then they likely will in the coming months or years. So in cases like this, we can't really just put in a regular French drain, so we do have to raise the floor by a couple inches, which is what we did here. So by doing that and raising the floor up a couple inches, we're getting away from the water, getting as far away from the water as we really can, so that these people have a perfectly dry basement from here on out.